Welcome to today's Lost Souls, where we bring you the most impactful and unforgettable stories from around the world. Today, we remember the lives of remarkable individuals whose legacies continue to inspire and resonate. From iconic musicians to trailblazing activists, join us as we celebrate their extraordinary contributions and bid farewell to those who have left an indelible mark on our lives. Stay tuned for a journey through their incredible stories.
Reid. Terry Reid, the British rock singer and guitarist famously nicknamed Superlungs for his powerful vocal ability, passed away on August 4, 2025, at the age of 75 after a battle with cancer. Reid was widely respected in the music community as an artist's artist whose talent earned admiration from peers including Robert Plant and Aretha Franklin. In fact, Franklin once famously said in 1968, "There are only three things happening in England: the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and Terry Reid." Born Terence James Reid in 1949 in Little Paxton, England, Reid started his musical journey young, writing his first song by 14 and initially playing in local bands. His style blended hard rock, folk rock, and blue-eyed soul, with a distinctive emotive singing and guitar playing. He toured extensively as a solo artist and often opened for icons like the Rolling Stones, Cream, and Fleetwood Mac. Reid is often remembered not just for his impressive solo career, but also for turning down iconic offers to be lead vocalist of two legendary bands, Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple. Guitarist Jimmy Page initially invited Reid to front the new band that became Led Zeppelin, but Reid declined due to prior commitments. He recommended Robert Plant for the role, who went on to massive success. Similarly, he turned down an invitation from Deep Purple's Ritchie Blackmore because he felt their music was too metal and not aligned with his style. Despite his commercial success being more modest, Reid released 6 studio albums and earned critical acclaim for his artistic integrity and vocal prowess. His 1973 album River is regarded as a highlight of his work. In later years, he collaborated with artists ranging from Bonnie Raitt to DJ Shadow, and even Dr. Dre, showing his versatility and enduring influence. In 2025, Reid's health took a turn when he was diagnosed with cancer. The musician had to cancel a planned 6-week tour due to his illness and treatment. A fundraising campaign was organized to support his medical expenses, reflecting the respect and affection from the music community and fans. He is survived by his wife Annette and 2 daughters from his first marriage. Terry Reid's legacy is that of a gifted, soulful rock performer who, while never attaining superstar status, profoundly influenced rock history and left a lasting imprint with his remarkable voice and integrity in music. Jeannie Seely. Jeannie Seely, the Grammy-winning country music icon affectionately known as Miss Country Soul, passed away on August 1, 2025, at the age of 85 due to complications from an intestinal infection. Throughout 2025, Seely faced several severe health challenges, including multiple back surgeries, emergency abdominal operations, pneumonia, and an extended stay in intensive care. Born Marilyn Jean Seely on July 6, 1940, in Titusville, Pennsylvania, and raised in nearby Townville, she developed a passion for country music early. Influenced by a family that loved music, her mother sang and her father played banjo. After high school, she initially pursued a career in banking but later shifted to music, moving to California and writing songs performed by other artists before relocating to Nashville to build her country music career. Jeannie Seely's breakthrough came with her 1966 hit, "Don't Touch Me," a soulful ballad that earned her the Grammy Award for Best Female Country Vocal Performance in 1967 and established her distinct style blending country with emotive, soulful vocals. Over the years, she amassed more than a dozen top 40 country hits, such as "A Wanderin' Man," "I'll Love You More Than You'll Need," and her 1969 duet with Jack Green, "Wish I Didn't Have to Miss You." Seely was a beloved and enduring figure at the Grand Ole Opry, joining in 1967 and setting a record with over 5,397 appearances, more than any other performer. She made history as the first woman to host an Opry segment in 1985 and was celebrated for her spirited nonconformity and strong individuality in the country music scene. Despite a serious car accident in 1977 and moments of career slowdowns, She remained active in recording and performing well into her 80s. Her husband Gene Ward passed away from cancer in December 2024, and she was survived by extended family, friends, and even her beloved cat Corey. Her influence and friendship with fellow country stars were widely acknowledged, with Dolly Parton calling her one of the greater singers in Nashville and recalling their close friendship with warmth and humor. Jeannie Seely's legacy is that of a trailblazer in country music, celebrated for her heartfelt voice, pioneering spirit, and decades of passionate performances that shaped the genre's landscape for women artists. The August 2nd, 2025, Grand Ole Opry show was dedicated in her memory to honor her tremendous contributions and enduring spirit. Tom Lehrer, O.M. Lehrer, the celebrated American musical satirist and mathematician, passed away at the age of 97 on July 26, 2025, at his home in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Known for his sharp wit and sardonic lyrics, Lehrer was a unique figure who blended classical piano with biting social and political satire during the 1950s and 1960s. His songs often lampooned topical issues such as marriage, politics, Cold War anxieties, drug addiction, and religion, crafting melodies that were catchy yet intellectually provocative. Born on April 9, 1928, in Manhattan, New York, Lehrer was a child prodigy who began classical piano studies at age 7. He entered Harvard University at just 15, earning a bachelor's degree in mathematics by age 18. Though he ventured into music with early albums like Songs by Tom Lehrer, 1953, and More of Tom Lehrer, 1959. His primary passion remained mathematics, teaching at prestigious institutions including Harvard, MIT, and the University of California, Santa Cruz. Lehrer's music career, while relatively brief, left an indelible mark. He sold albums by mail order to a devoted cult following and gained wider fame composing topical songs for NBC's That Was the Week that was in the early 1960s. His humorous yet pointed compositions such as The Masochism Tango, Poisoning Pigeons, In the Park, The Old Dope Peddler, The Vatican Rag, and Be Prepared are still celebrated for their cleverness and boldness in tackling controversial subjects with an almost cheerful melody underneath. Despite his popularity, Lehrer never fully embraced the spotlight and retired from performing in the late 1960s to focus on his academic career. He modestly described his musical career as a sideline to his true work in mathematics. In 2020, Lehrer surprised many by releasing all his music and lyrics into the public domain, allowing free use without copyright restrictions, a final gift to his fans and the arts community. His influence extends to many subsequent musical satirists, including artists like Randy Newman and Weird Al Yankovic. Lehrer's passing marks the loss of a brilliant mind who uniquely combined intellect, humor, and music to create timeless satire that continues to resonate. He is remembered both as a pioneering satirist in music and a dedicated mathematician whose dual legacy spans entertainment and academia. Sally Tiven, the accomplished American blues and soul guitarist, bassist, and songwriter, passed away at the age of 68 on July 23, 2025, in Nashville due to complications from hip replacement surgery. Her musical career was distinguished by collaborations with legendary artists, including B.B. King, on whose recording, All You Ever Give Me Is the Blues, she played guitar. She also played bass guitar and contributed as a songwriter on Wilson Pickett's album It's Harder Now, 1999, Don Covey's Adlib, 2000, and Sir Mac Rice's This Is What I Do, 2001. Born Sally Young in Chester, New York, she met music journalist and producer John Tiven in New York City in 1977. The couple married in 1979 and formed a lifelong musical partnership. Sally joined John's group The Yankees, playing alongside him and contributing to numerous acclaimed recordings. Their joint work extended to backing a wide array of artists such as P.F. Sloan, Stephen J. Kalanick, Ellis Hooks, Syl Johnson, Betty Harris, Billy Ray Martin, Al Franken, Marty Brown, Howard Tate, Garnet Mims, Willie Jones, B.B. Buell, Creed Bratton, Troy Turner, and Little Milton. Tiven's songwriting left a strong legacy, with her songs covered by major names like Huey Lewis and The News, He Don't Know, Buddy Guy, Heavy Love, Shemekia Copeland, Married to the Blues, Big Lovin' Woman, Has Anybody Seen My Man, Irma Thomas, Trying to Catch a Cab in the Rain, and Australian guitarist Ian Moss, Mr. Rain. The Jeff Healey Band's double platinum song, River of No Return, was also among those she co-wrote. Beyond her musical achievements, Sally was devoted to literacy and community service. After moving to Nashville in 2002, she actively participated in the Nashville Adult Literacy Program, teaching English speaking and writing skills to those unfamiliar with the language. Her passion for helping others was a significant part of her later life, illustrating both her kindness and commitment to giving back. She is survived by her husband John Tiven, their daughter Jacqueline Lucille, Lucy, her sisters Robin Young, Tracy Young, and Susan Sandemersky, along with nephew Nick and niece Robin. A memorial celebration with musical tributes from her collaborators was planned for September 2025 at Belmont United Methodist Church in Nashville. Donations in her memory have been encouraged in support of the church's ESL program. Sally Tiven's contributions as a gifted musician, songwriter, and compassionate educator made a meaningful impact across multiple fields. Her enduring legacy lives on in the influential blues and soul music recordings she shaped and the lives she touched through her teaching and mentorship. Patrick Walden, the English musician best known as the guitarist for the British rock band Babyshambles, passed away at the age of 46 on June 20, 2025. The band announced his death on social media with a heartfelt statement expressing deep sorrow and asking for privacy during this difficult time. No cause of death was publicly disclosed. Born on October 5, 1978, in London, Walden had an extensive musical background before joining Babyshambles. He played with various London-based groups such as Fluid, Six Cold Thousand, and The White Sport, the latter featuring drummer Adam Fisek, another future Babyshambles member. Walden was also an accomplished live guitarist and session musician, performing with artists including James Blunt, Witty, 500 and Crave, Ed Lalick, and The Honeymoon. Walden joined Babyshambles in the early 2000s after Pete Doherty formed the band during his hiatus from the Libertines caused by substance abuse issues. Walden quickly became a key figure in the group, contributing his guitar skills and songwriting to their debut album Down in Albion, 2005. He co-wrote 6 songs on the album, including notable tracks like Fuck Forever, Pipe Down, and Loyalty Song, helping define the band's raw indie rock sound. Their single, Fuck Forever, became their highest charting song, reaching the UK top 20. However, Walden's tenure with Babyshambles was short-lived due to struggles with drug addiction and personal issues, including legal troubles related to an assault allegation on his then-girlfriend, for which charges were eventually dismissed. These difficulties led to his departure around 2005, with Mick Whitnall replacing him as guitarist for the band's later albums. Despite this, Walden maintained occasional involvement with Babyshambles, performing sporadically with the band. In later years, Walden's guitar work and songwriting left a lasting impact on the band and their fans. Pete Doherty once praised him as the best guitar player I've ever worked with. Fans and fellow musicians paid tribute to Walden's talent and kindness after his death, recognizing him as a significant contributor to the early 2000s British indie rock scene and a musician whose influence endured beyond his years. In sum, Patrick Walden's legacy is that of a gifted guitarist and songwriter whose music with Babyshambles helped capture the tumultuous spirit of a generation. His passing, at a relatively young age, marks the loss of a notable figure in contemporary British rock music, Ron Woodbridge. Ron Woodbridge, the influential original lead singer and guitarist of The Searchers, passed away in June 2025 at the age of 84. He was a founding member of the band during its early days when they were also known as the Army Generations, playing a key role in shaping the group's identity before their rise to worldwide fame with hits like Love Potion No. 9 and Needles and Pins. Though he left the band prior to their commercial breakthrough, Woodbridge's contributions were formative, and he remained a respected figure among bandmates and fans alike. Woodbridge's legacy is closely tied to the Merseybeat era of the 1960s in Liverpool, where he emerged as a charismatic performer known for energetic stage presence and a passionate vocal style. His early performances helped set the stage for the Searchers' ascent, as one of the seminal bands coming out of Liverpool alongside the Beatles. Bandmate Mike Pinder paid tribute to Woodbridge, recalling their shared experience when the band took their name from the John Wayne film The Searchers in 1956, describing his passing as a moment of deep sadness and loss. Born in January 1941 in Liverpool during the hardships of World War II, Ronnie "Shorty" Rogers Woodbridge grew up in an environment charged with the burgeoning British rock and roll scene. He was known for electrifying performances that energized audiences across venues from the Olympia to dance halls in Edinburgh. Despite stepping away from the Searchers before their commercial success, he carved out a significant musical path and left a lasting imprint on the local music scene. Woodbridge is survived by his wife Frances and 2 sons, who inherited his musical passion. His funeral was held in Edinburgh in early July 2025, with many encouraged to wear red in his honor, reflecting both celebration and remembrance of his vibrant spirit. Ron Woodbridge's passing marks the loss of a vital link to the pioneering days of British rock, remembered not just for his music, but for his infectious energy and the enduring influence he had on a generation of musicians and fans worldwide. Christina Applegate. Christina Applegate was born on November 25, 1971 in Hollywood, California, into a family already immersed in the entertainment industry. Her mother, Nancy Pretty, was an actress and singer who had appeared in various television shows and films during the 1960s and 1970s, while her father, Robert William Bob Applegate, worked as a record producer and record company executive. This early exposure to the world of show business would prove instrumental in shaping Christina's future career path. Growing up in the heart of Hollywood, Christina was surrounded by the glitz and glamour of the entertainment world from an early age. However, her childhood was not without its challenges. When she was just 5 months old, her parents divorced, and she was primarily raised by her mother. This early experience of family separation would later influence her perspective on relationships and family dynamics throughout her life. Despite the challenges of growing up in a single-parent household, Christina's mother, Nancy, was determined to provide her daughter with opportunities to explore her talents. Nancy recognized Christina's natural charisma and performing abilities early on, encouraging her to pursue acting and dancing lessons. The young Christina showed remarkable enthusiasm for performing, often entertaining family and friends with impromptu shows and displaying a natural comedic timing that would later become her trademark. Christina's first taste of professional acting came when she was just 3 months old, appearing in a commercial for Playx baby bottles alongside her mother. This early start in the industry was somewhat unconventional, but it marked the beginning of what would become a lifelong career in entertainment. As she grew older, Christina continued to appear in various commercials and small television roles, gradually building her resume and gaining valuable experience in front of the camera. The entertainment industry of the 1970s and early 1980s was a different landscape than what we see today, and Christina's childhood was spent navigating this unique environment. She attended traditional school while also pursuing her acting career, learning to balance her education with her professional commitments from a remarkably young age. This early experience of juggling multiple responsibilities would serve her well throughout her career. Christina's mother played a crucial role in guiding her daughter's early career, serving not only as a parent, but also as a mentor and advocate. NY's own experience in the entertainment industry provided valuable insights and connections that helped Christina navigate the often challenging world of child acting. The mother-daughter duo worked closely together with Nancy, ensuring that Christina's education and well-being remained priorities even as her acting career began to flourish. During her elementary and middle school years, Christina continued to appear in various television commercials and small guest roles on popular shows of the era. These early experiences taught her the fundamentals of acting, from memorizing lines quickly to working with different directors and adapting to various filming environments. Each role, no matter how small, contributed to her growing skill set and confidence as a performer. The transition from child actor to teenage performer is often fraught with challenges, but Christina seemed to navigate this period with relative ease. Her natural talent, combined with her mother's guidance and her own determination, positioned her well for the opportunities that would soon come her way. Her early teens it was clear that Christina had both the talent and the drive necessary to pursue a serious career in acting. Christina Applegate's transition from child actor to television star began in earnest during her teenage years, but it was her iconic role as Kelly Bundy on the groundbreaking sitcom Married with Children that catapulted her to national fame. The show, which premiered on Fox in 1987 when Christina was just 15 years old, would become one of the long-strung live-action sitcoms in television history and establish her as a household name across America. Married with Children was revolutionary for its time, presenting a dysfunctional working-class family that challenged the traditional wholesome family sitcoms that had dominated television throughout the 1980s. Christina's character, Kelly Bundy, was the stereotypical dumb blonde teenager, but Christina brought depth and comedic brilliance to what could have been a one-dimensional role. Her portrayal of Kelly was both endearing and hilarious, showcasing her impeccable comedic timing and ability to deliver even the most outrageous lines with conviction. The show's success was unprecedented for the fledgling Fox network, and Christina found herself at the center of a cultural phenomenon. Kelly Bundy became an iconic character in American television, with her fashion sense, catchphrases, and memorable one-liners becoming part of popular culture. Christina's performance was consistently praised by critics and audiences alike who recognized her natural talent for physical comedy and her ability to make Kelly both lovable and laughably self-absorbed. Working on Married with Children for 11 seasons from 1987 to 1997 provided Christina with an invaluable education in television production, comedy writing, and ensemble acting. She worked alongside seasoned actors like Ed O'Neill, Katie Sagal, and David Faustino, learning from their experience while contributing her own unique energy to the show's dynamic. The long run of the series also meant that audiences literally watched Christina grow up on screen, transitioning from a teenager to a young woman during the show's decade-long run. The success of Married with Children opened numerous doors for Christina in the entertainment industry. She began receiving offers for film roles and other television projects, allowing her to explore different aspects of her acting abilities. During breaks from filming the sitcom, she appeared in several television movies and made-for-TV specials, gradually expanding her range beyond comedy into drama and musical performances. One of Christina's most notable early film roles came in 1987 with Streets, where she played a teenage runaway. This role demonstrated her ability to handle more serious material and showed casting directors that she was capable of much more than just comedy. However, it was her comedic talents that continued to define her career during this period, and she embraced her reputation as one of television's most gifted comic actresses. Throughout the 1990s, as Married with Children continued its successful run, Christina also ventured into hosting duties, appearing as a guest host on various talk shows and award ceremonies. Her natural charisma and quick wit made her a popular choice for these appearances, and she demonstrated an ability to think on her feet and interact spontaneously with audiences and fellow celebrities. The end of Married with Children in 1997 marked a significant transition point in Christina's career. After spending her formative years and early adulthood on the same show, she faced the challenge of redefining herself as an actress and proving that she could succeed beyond the Kelly Bundy character that had made her famous. This transition period was crucial in establishing her as a versatile performer capable of tackling diverse roles. Following the conclusion of her breakthrough series, Christina immediately began exploring new opportunities in both television and film. She appeared in several movies during the late 1990s, including the big hit and Mafia, showcasing her ability to adapt her comedic skills to the big screen. These roles, while not always critically acclaimed, demonstrated her willingness to take risks and explore different genres within the comedy landscape. The late 1990s and early 2000s saw Christina making strategic career choices that would help establish her post-Married with Children identity. She was selective about her projects, choosing roles that would challenge her abilities while still capitalizing on her strengths as a comedic performer. This careful approach to career management would prove beneficial as she prepared for her next major television success. Christina's career experienced a remarkable renaissance in the 2000s and beyond, proving her staying power in an industry known for its fickleness. One of her most significant post-Married with Children successes came with her role in The Anchorman film series, where she played Veronica Corningstone opposite Will Ferrell's Ron Burgundy. The 2004 comedy became a cult classic, and Christina's performance as the ambitious and capable news anchor showcased her ability to hold her own alongside some of comedy's biggest names. Her work in Anchorman was particularly noteworthy because it demonstrated her evolution as a performer. Unlike her Kelly Bundy character, Veronica Corningstone was intelligent, driven, and professionally competent, allowing Christina to display a different side of her acting range. The film's success led to Anchorman 2. The legend continues in 2013, where she reprised her role and continued to prove her comedic chemistry with the ensemble cast. Between the two Anchorman films, Christina took on one of her most challenging and rewarding television roles in the NBC sitcom Up All Night, which ran from 2011 to 2012. In this series, she played Reagan Brinkley, a working mother trying to balance her career with raising a newborn baby alongside her stay-at-home husband, played by Will Arnett. The show tackled contemporary issues about modern parenting, work-life balance, and changing gender roles in relationships. Up All Night was significant for Christina both professionally and personally, as she was navigating her own experiences with motherhood at the time. The show allowed her to explore more mature themes while still utilizing her comedic talents. Her performance was praised for its authenticity and relatability, showing working mothers a character who struggled with many of the same challenges they faced in their daily lives. However, it was Christina's starring role in the Netflix dark comedy drama series Dead to Me that truly marked her return to television prominence and earned her some of the best reviews of her career. The show, which premiered in 2019 and ran for 3 seasons until 2022, featured Christina as Jen Harding, a recently widowed mother dealing with grief, anger, and the complexities of an unusual friendship with Linda Cardellini's character Judy. Dead to Me was a perfect vehicle for Christina's talents, allowing her to showcase both her comedic timing and her dramatic abilities. The show's unique blend of dark humor, mystery, and emotional depth provided her with material that was both challenging and rewarding. Her portrayal of Jen was raw, honest, and multifaceted, showing a woman grappling with loss while trying to maintain her role as a mother and find her way forward. The critical acclaim for Dead to Me was substantial, with many reviewers noting that it represented some of Christina's finest work. The show dealt with heavy themes including death, grief, guilt, and forgiveness, but managed to find humor and hope within these dark subjects. Christina's performance anchored the series, and her chemistry with Linda Cardellini created one of television's most compelling and complex friendships. Throughout the run of Dead to Me, Christina also served as an executive producer, giving her greater creative control over the project and allowing her to shape the direction of her character and the overall narrative. This behind-scenes involvement demonstrated her growth as not just a performer, but as a creative force in the entertainment industry. The success of Dead to Me came at a particularly significant time in Christina's life, as she was simultaneously dealing with personal health challenges that would eventually affect the show's production and her ability to continue working at the same pace. The series finale of Dead to Me was filmed under difficult circumstances, with Christina managing her multiple sclerosis diagnosis while completing her commitments to the show and its fans. In addition to her major television and film work, Christina has also made numerous guest appearances on various shows, participated in charity events, and maintained a presence in popular culture through interviews, social media, and public appearances. Her ability to remain relevant and beloved by audiences across multiple decades speaks to both her talent and her genuine connection with fans. Christina Applegate's life took a dramatic turn in 2008 when she received a diagnosis that would fundamentally change her perspective on life, health, and mortality. At the age of 36, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, a revelation that came as a shock not only to her, but to her millions of fans worldwide. The diagnosis was particularly jarring given her relatively young age and apparently healthy lifestyle, serving as a stark reminder that cancer can affect anyone regardless of their circumstances. The discovery of her breast cancer came through routine medical screening, highlighting the importance of regular health checkups and early detection. Christina had undergone genetic testing that revealed she carried the BRCA1 gene mutation, which significantly increases the risk of developing breast and ovarian cancers. This genetic predisposition meant that her risk of developing these cancers was substantially higher than the general population, making her diagnosis less surprising from a medical standpoint, but no less devastating personally. Upon learning of her diagnosis, Christina made the difficult but decisive choice to undergo a double mastectomy. This preventive measure was recommended not only to treat the existing cancer, but also to dramatically reduce her risk of future breast cancer occurrences. The decision to have both breasts removed was not made lightly, involving extensive consultations with medical professionals, discussions with family members, and careful consideration of her long-term health prospects. The double mastectomy procedure was followed by reconstructive surgery, beginning a lengthy journey of medical treatments and recovery. Christina was remarkably open about her experience, choosing to share details of her diagnosis and treatment with the public. This transparency was both brave and beneficial as it helped raise awareness about breast cancer, genetic testing, and the difficult decisions that patients and their families must make when confronting such diagnosis. During her treatment and recovery period, Christina had to temporarily step back from her professional commitments, including her work on various film and television projects. This interruption came at a crucial time in her career as she was actively working to establish herself in new roles beyond her married with children fame. However, her health had to take priority, and she approached her treatment with the same determination and focus that had characterized her professional life. Christina's experience with breast cancer also led her to become an advocate for cancer awareness and research. She began working with various organizations dedicated to cancer prevention, early detection, and support for patients and their families. Her celebrity status allowed her to reach large audiences with important health messages, potentially saving lives through increased awareness and encouraging others to seek appropriate medical screening. The recovery process from her cancer treatment was lengthy and challenging, involving not only physical healing, but also emotional and psychological adjustment. Christina had to come to terms with the changes to her body, the ongoing health monitoring required due to her genetic predisposition, and the ever-present awareness of her mortality that often accompanies a cancer diagnosis. Throughout this period, she received tremendous support from family, friends, and colleagues in the entertainment industry. Years later, in 2021, Christina faced another significant health challenge when she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, MS. This autoimmune disease affects the central nervous system, causing a wide range of symptoms that can include fatigue, mobility issues, cognitive changes, and various other neurological problems. The MS diagnosis came during the filming of the final season of Dead to Me, adding another layer of complexity to an already demanding production schedule. Multiple sclerosis is a chronic condition with no cure, requiring ongoing management through medications, physical therapy, and lifestyle adjustments. For Christina, this diagnosis meant confronting another long-term health challenge that would significantly impact her daily life and professional capabilities. The symptoms of MS can be unpredictable and variable, making it difficult to plan ahead and maintain the consistent schedule that television and film production typically require. The impact of MS on Christina's work became particularly evident during the final season of Dead to Me. She has been open about how the disease affected her ability to perform certain physical tasks and how the production team had to make accommodations to help her complete her work. This included modifications to filming schedules, assistance with mobility, and other supportive measures to enable her to fulfill her professional commitments despite her health challenges. Christina's approach to her MS diagnosis has been characterized by the same openness and advocacy that marked her experience with breast cancer. She has spoken publicly about living with the disease, helping to raise awareness about MS and reduce the stigma often associated with chronic illnesses. Her willingness to discuss her symptoms, treatments, and daily challenges has provided comfort and representation to others living with similar conditions. The combination of having survived cancer and now living with MS has given Christina a unique perspective on health, resilience, and the importance of cherishing each day. She has spoken about how these experiences have changed her priorities and helped her focus on what truly matters in life. including her relationships with family and friends and her desire to continue working in entertainment when possible. Christina Applegate's life has been marked by several profound personal losses that have shaped her character and outlook on life. Beyond her health challenges, she has faced the heartbreak of losing important people in her life, experiences that have deepened her understanding of grief and the fragility of human existence. One of the most significant losses in Christina's life was the death of her father, Robert William Bob Applegate, in 2008. His passing came during the same year she was dealing with her breast cancer diagnosis and treatment, creating a period of extraordinary emotional and physical challenge. Bob had been a record producer and executive, and while Christina's parents had divorced when she was very young, his death still represented the loss of an important figure from her childhood and family history. The timing of her father's death, coinciding with her cancer battle, created a perfect storm of grief and stress. Christina has spoken about how difficult it was to process the loss of her father while simultaneously fighting for her own life and health. This period taught her about the unpredictable nature of life and the importance of cherishing relationships while they exist, lessons that would prove valuable as she faced future challenges. Christina's mother, Nancy Pretty, remained a constant source of support throughout her daughter's career and personal struggles. Having been an actress herself, Nancy understood the unique pressures and challenges of the entertainment industry and served as both a professional mentor and emotional anchor for Christina. Their close relationship was evident in interviews and public appearances where Christina frequently credited her mother with providing guidance and stability throughout her life. The loss of colleagues and friends in the entertainment industry has also affected Christina deeply. The nature of show business means forming close bonds with cast members, crew, and other industry professionals. And over the decades, she has experienced the deaths of several people who played important roles in her career. These losses have reinforced her appreciation for the relationships she has built and the collaborative nature of her work. One particularly poignant loss was the death of her Married with Children co-star and television father Ed O'Neill's character's absence from her life after the show ended. Though Ed O'Neill himself remains alive and well, however, the show's creator, Michael G. Moy, and various crew members who became like family during the 11-year run of the series have passed away over the years, each loss serving as a reminder of the temporary nature of the professional families that form during long-running productions. Christina has also faced the unique grief that comes with the end of long-running projects that become central to one's identity and daily life. The conclusion of Married with Children after 11 years represented not just the end of a job, but the dissolution of a second family in the end of an era that had defined her young adult years. This type of professional loss, while different from death, still involves a significant grieving process as one adjusts to life without the familiar routines and relationships that had provided structure and meaning. The entertainment industry is notorious for its transient nature, and Christina has experienced the loss of numerous potential projects, roles, and opportunities over the years. Some of these losses were due to her health challenges, while others were simply the result of the competitive and unpredictable nature of Hollywood. Each of these professional disappointments required its own form of processing and acceptance that in her personal relationships. Christina has also faced the end of significant partnerships. Her marriage to actor Jonathan Shake from 2001 to 2005 ended in divorce, representing the loss of a relationship she had hoped would be permanent. The dissolution of marriage, even when it's the right decision for all involved, still involves grieving the death of dreams and expectations for the future. Later, Christina's relationship with musician Martin Linnabill resulted in marriage in 2013. But the journey to finding lasting love involved navigating the emotional landscape of previous relationship losses and learning to trust again. The process of healing from past relationship wounds while remaining open to new love required considerable emotional work and resilience. The accumulative effect of these various losses has given Christina a deep understanding of grief and resilience. She has spoken about how each loss has taught her something different about coping, acceptance, and the importance of seeking support from friends, family, and professionals when needed. These experiences have informed her acting work, particularly in roles that deal with loss and grief, such as her character Jen in Dead to Me, who is processing the death of her husband. Christina's approach to loss has evolved over time from the raw grief of early experiences to a more nuanced understanding of how to honor those who are gone while continuing to live fully. She has learned to find meaning in loss, using her experiences to connect with others who are grieving and to bring authenticity to her performances that deal with similar themes. The losses in Christina's life have also influenced her priorities and decision-making. Having experienced the sudden and unexpected nature of loss, she has become more intentional about how she spends her time and energy, focusing on relationships and experiences that bring joy and meaning rather than simply pursuing career advancement or material success. As of 2025, Christina Applegate's life represents a remarkable journey of resilience, adaptation, and continued purpose despite facing significant health challenges. Living with multiple sclerosis has fundamentally changed her daily routine and professional capabilities. But she has approached these changes with characteristic determination and grace. Her current life is a careful balance of managing her health condition, maintaining her family relationships, and continuing to contribute to the entertainment industry and various causes in ways that accommodate her physical limitations. Christina's daily life now revolves significantly around managing the symptoms and treatment of multiple sclerosis. This includes regular medical appointments, physical therapy sessions, and adherence to medication regimens designed to slow the progression of the disease and manage its symptoms. She has been remarkably open about the realities of living with MS, sharing details about good days and difficult days, the unpredictability of symptoms, and the ongoing process of learning to adapt to her body's changing capabilities. The physical challenges of MS have required Christina to make substantial modifications to her living environment and daily routines. This includes using mobility aids when necessary, making her home more accessible, and planning activities around her energy levels and symptom patterns. She has spoken about the importance of having a strong support system, including family members, medical professionals, and caregivers who help her maintain her independence while ensuring she receives the assistance she needs. Despite these challenges, Christina has remained committed to her family life. She is married to musician Martin Linnabill, and together they are raising her daughter Suddy Grace, who was born in 2011. That motherhood continues to be one of Christina's most important and fulfilling roles, and she has worked hard to ensure that her health challenges don't prevent her from being present and engaged in her daughter's life. This has meant finding creative ways to participate in school events, family activities, and daily parenting responsibilities while managing her MS symptoms. Christina's approach to parenting with a chronic illness has involved honest conversations with her daughter about health, resilience, and the importance of adapting to life's challenges. She has shared that she wants to model strength and positivity for Suddy, while also being realistic about the limitations that MS sometimes imposes on their family activities. This balance between protecting her child and preparing her for life's realities reflects Christina's thoughtful approach to motherhood. Professionally, Christina has had to make difficult decisions about her career trajectory. The completion of Dead to Me in 2022 marked what may be her final starring role in a television series, at least for the foreseeable future. The physical and cognitive demands of sustained television production, combined with the unpredictable nature of MS symptoms, make it challenging for her to commit to the rigorous schedules that such projects require. However, Christina hasn't completely stepped away from the entertainment industry. She continues to explore opportunities that work within her current capabilities, including voice acting work, limited guest appearances, and projects that can accommodate flexible scheduling and her health needs. She has also expressed interest in behind-the-scenes work, including producing and consulting roles that would allow her to remain connected to the industry while managing her health condition. One of the most significant aspects of Christina's current life is her advocacy work related to health issues, particularly multiple sclerosis awareness and research funding. She has used her platform to educate others about the disease, advocate for better treatments and support services, and provide representation for others living with chronic illnesses. This advocacy work has given her a sense of purpose beyond entertainment and allows her to make a meaningful impact on issues she cares deeply about. Christina has also remained active in breast cancer awareness and prevention efforts, continuing the advocacy work she began after her own diagnosis and treatment. Her unique perspective as someone who has faced both cancer and MS gives her a powerful voice in discussions about healthcare access, patient rights, and the importance of medical research funding. Social media has become an important tool for Christina to maintain connections with her fans and share updates about her life when she feels comfortable doing so. Her posts often blend humor with honesty about her health journey, family life, and current interests. This direct communication with fans allows her to control her narrative and share information on her own terms rather than relying solely on traditional media coverage. The entertainment industry has shown tremendous support for Christina during her health journey. Former colleagues, fellow actors, and industry professionals have rallied around her, offering both personal support and professional opportunities that accommodate her needs. This support network has been crucial in helping her maintain connections to the industry that has been central to her identity for most of her life. Christina's current reading, watching, and personal interests reflect someone who is finding joy in quieter pleasures and intellectual pursuits.